Hey, hi everybody. Welcome back. Jeff and Jim here. I'm Jeff. He's Jim. Giving you another reaction. So you might know the game by now, which is trying to figure out my dad's musical tastes. Uh, so, so here's what I was interested in today. So I was thinking about this, and I've got this theory that you are biased against female vocalists.
Off the top of my head, I would dispute that, but I'd have to give it deeper thought before I categorically deny it.
I, and it's not like I've never heard you play any songs with female vocalists, but percentage wise, uh, it would be a very, very small percentage.
I'll have to do some research and break that down from my other statistics that I've compiled. And I'll have to break that down further to see if that holds water.
Now I'm curious about these other statistics. What are these other statistics?
Well, your other theory, before I get to that, Spooky Tooth, Evil Woman, which you played last time. And I said, I'd have to listen to it some more, but it seemed okay. I listened to it some more since our last session, and it does not qualify for my library.
Wow.
It's I don't know, it's okay. If we were on a road trip and the rule applied about either one of us can veto a song at any point, I wouldn't veto it if you played it, but it didn't make it to my list. But going back to the one of your other theories was that I had a preference for songs that tell a story. Well, I had gave that a lot of thought, and I don't think that holds up. Now, for first of all, you've got to take into consideration that not all music has words at all to tell a story. 43.7% of all music in the world is strictly instrumental. So you can rule those out. Now, if you take the vocals and you break those down, you've got songs that tell a story. You've got love songs, like, oh, I love you so much, I can't live without you kind of song. Songs that tell a story of lost love or unrequited love, which is I put in a separate category. Then you got religious and holiday songs, Christmas songs, and that. And then miscellaneous, which covers a whole lot of territory. I mean, Ain't No Sun. Wait, what's that? Oh, that's the wrong category. Don't Worry, Be Happy, Putting on the Ritz, Green Tambourine, Kodachrome. They don't fall into any of those categories. Well, I've broken those down into percentages of all the vocals, of how many fall into each category. And songs that tell a story are a major category, but all the others are well represented. So I don't think the storytelling is part of my conscious or unconscious criteria.
Okay. I appreciate all of the research that you've put into kind of breaking this down. What I would argue, if you look at your charts of the songs that have vocals, if we just pulled those out, the highest percentage is those that tell a story that you like.
Well, that's true. It's the the biggest category, but I don't think my collection deviates from that as far as having more or less. That's the songs you've got to choose from
Okay,
in
all right.
the world.
Okay, all right. I see what you're saying. Okay.
1/3 of 56.3% of the song. So, that represents a lot of songs.
Okay, all right. Okay, fair enough.
I also came up with a couple of explanations on the path to my music choices. And one is obvious is that there's some connection with that music for me. Something I did, some movie I saw that the music got, or an experience, a memory, and I grew up in the age of radio, so a lot of the songs that played on the radio back then stuck with me. A second criteria is that it has to sound good to my ear. My ear is going to be different than a lot of other ears. It'll have a lot of similarities, but it's just got to sound good. And another category is if it tickles me. It may not be great music. It may not be well, but if it tickles me, it might make my list.
Okay. So beyond tickling, what if it's got sort of an emotional, does that, so, I mean, tickling obviously is sort of, we could count that as an emotion, but what if it more like touches you, right? It's like tender or something, right? And it kind of,
I like touchy, a lot of touchy songs. Are you seeing my list?
No.
Okay, good. Where is that one?
We've got Homer visiting again. There's Homer in the background.
I can't find them. Yeah, songs that tug at your. There's a lot of show tunes that are like that. I've got a number of show tunes in my library. You've seen Shawshank Redemption, right? Oh
Maybe.
no!
Maybe.
Oh my God!
It's not my kind of movie.
That'll be a whole different YouTube channel going on movies. But anyway, yeah, emotional songs. That's under the miscellaneous category. Mood, okay. Inspirational.
So this first song that I want to play actually, for me, fits into that category. It's one of those that for some reason it touches me. It's not necessarily the lyrics, but there's something about the tone of the song that gets me.
Songs have emotion.
Yeah. Yeah. So with that said, so it's a female vocalist and it's got some of that kind of, for me, emotional tone.
Does it tell a story?
Sort of.
Just checking.
Yeah. It probably fits in the miscellaneous category.
Yeah. Of course, so that's another thing. A lot of songs fit into multiple categories. So
good point. Good point. So this is, you may have heard this before. I may have tried to get you to listen to this before, years and years ago, but I'm going to try again. So this is a song by Kate Bush, called
I've heard that name, I think.
Yeah, I mean, she was fairly popular in the 80s, but more kind of alternative, indie kind of stuff, right? Not really indie, but she only had a couple of songs that kind of made it on the radio, right? But it was like she was popular in certain circles, really in the 80s. And anyway, this song in particular, called Rocket's Tale, and we're going to give that a listen and see what you think. And unless you tell me, I'm just going to play it all the way through.
All right.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right. Now I got to find where I put
Kate
it.
Bush, Rocket what?
Rocket's tail.
Rocket's tail.
Rocket's tail. Yep. And where did it go? I had a different one queued up, but I want to go here because of our conversation. All right. There it is. All right, here we go. Ready?
All right.
All right. Got your volume up?
Yep.
That November night, looking up into the sky, you said, "Hey, wish that was me out there. It's the biggest rocket I could find, and it's holding the night in its arms. If only for a moment, I can't see the look in its eyes, but I'm sure it must be laughing. But it seemed to me the saddest thing I'd ever seen, and I thought you were crazy, wishing such a thing. I saw only a stick on fire, alone on its journey home to the quickening ground, with no one there to catch it. I put on my horn and my black and silver suit, and I checked my gunpowder pack, and I strapped the stick on my back, and dressed as a rocket on Waterloo Bridge. Nobody seems to see me. Then with a fuse in my hand, and now shooting into the night. And still as a rocket I landed in. Was it me? Said you were crazy.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Well, I'm not, jumping out of my chair over it, but yeah, I'll have to give it another listen or two before, but That could make it to the list.
Hmm. That's apparently my new goal, is getting on the list. So what's your initial 10-point scale?
First
Right.
reaction, 1 is bad, 10 is good, right?
Correct.
6.5.
6.5. Now wait a minute. Didn't you give Spooky Tooth 6.5?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. You might have given it a 6.
Well, this one's definitely a good, strong 6.5.
Okay. So did it surprise you when it shifted from the just a cappella at the beginning?
I was waiting for that, and it was foreshadowing or something. It's like, wait a minute, at some point this is gonna liven up or do something. And yes, and that was a good selling point for it. If it would continued the whole thing like the beginning, I might have got tired of it.
Did you recognize the guitar?
What do you mean?
Did that guitar sound familiar at all? To remind you of anything?
I can't say it did, but then, you know, I don't recognize guitars.
Yeah. Well, when I say it, it might spark something. That was David Gilmour
Of Pink Floyd.
of Pink Floyd.
I'll be darned. All right, all right. When I listen to it again, I'll put more of an ear to it. But yeah, I can sort of hear a little of that now that you mention it.
If I've got my story right, I think David Gilmour found Kate Bush. Like, I think he's the one that kind of got her career started.
Huh. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. I thought I found it there for a second. But I guess I'm mistaken. Yeah, I've got a lot of songs with female artists. Oh, there it is. All right. I'm only going to play a little of this, but this is from a scene in the movie Shawshank Redemption. And it inspired me to download it and put it in my library. And it's called Duettino Solaria Le Nazi di Figaro.
Oh, wow. You speak Italian.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think it's by Mozart. Somebody will correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure. But this is a scene in Shawshank Redemption. They're in a prison, and the main character, he's in the warden's office. There's some albums. He finds one he likes. He puts it on the record player. He locks everybody out of the office while he's in there, and he turns on all the intercom speakers so that this music is playing all over the prison. Whoops, that ain't it.
I think that's Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
I can't hear it.
Uh-oh. How do I make it?
Wait, tell me what the name of it is. What's the name of it? Tell me the name of it again.
Duettino Solaria.
How do you spell Duettino?
Duettino.
Oh, wow. It's not. They don't even have it on Spotify. Here, wait a minute. I bet I can do this. If I
I try this. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait. Okay. Anything?
it's like cutting in and out. Hey, go down to the bottom of your Zoom screen where it says. There we go. I could hear that.
Oh.
Wait a minute. Wait a
He's,
minute.
he's turning on all the loudspeakers.
Turn off yours for a second. Is this it? That it?
Yeah.
Do we have two of them playing at the same time?
There might have been. Huh. Well, anyway, it's this opera music, and all the prisoners are out in the prison yard, and they all stop and they're looking up at the speakers, and it's all inspirational. And at the end of it, Morgan Freeman, who's the other star, he says, to this very day, I have no idea what those two Italian ladies were singing about, but it was beautiful, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, even when there's vocals, I don't necessarily have to know what they're saying or understand the words to appreciate something pretty.
Okay. And just to confuse things more, you also apparently like some opera. So, okay.
A very underlined some. There's not. There's a lot of it that I like, but not necessarily enough to have a library of it.
But you've got some on your list.
The main one that is on my list is The Glorious Ninth by Ludwig van. Beethoven's Symphony Number 9. It's about an hour and a half long.
Holy crap.
And it's used quite a bit in Clockwork Orange.
Oh, well, that would explain your like of that. So
Parts of it, but I like the whole thing. And there's various classical pieces, little short pieces that we got one by Yo-Yo Ma. So yeah, I got a little bit of everything.
fair enough. Okay, so let's wrap this one up. So you give Kate Bush, Rocket's Tale, a 6.5. Is it possible it would make it to the list?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll have to revisit that. And again, anybody watching this, if you have any brilliant ideas to help us discern, help me discern, I'm pretty sure you don't really care, but of why your brain is the way that it is. Maybe you do, I don't know, but it's like an enigma. It's like a puzzle.
My brain is the way that God intended for all brains to be. In case you weren't aware.
Oh, okay, all right. yours is like the ideal prototype.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If,
Well, that makes
if they
sense.
could just clone all the brains off of it, it would simplify a lot of things.
That would. That would.
And that brings up another factor that affects whether a song makes it to the library or not, how it affects me the first time I hear it or whatever. And that is whatever kind of mental state I happen to be in at the time. How can I phrase that?
I think that's good.
Okay.
I think we have a very educated and insightful group of listeners, people who are watching this. So I assume they can read between the lines.
Very good.
Okay, let's sign this one off, and we will see all of you. Leave us your comments. Let us know if you have any additional thoughts or ideas. If you got any recommendations or suggestions, and we'll see you next time. Got anything left? Last minute
Bye.
words? Bye.